I grew up on the land of the Ohlone and Coast Miwok peoples in California. As a child, I always felt a pull toward the stories of my ancestors. My father was a member of the Esselen and Chumash tribes, and his stories about our people, our struggles, and our resilience shaped my earliest memories. I remember sitting by the fire in our backyard, the orange glow illuminating his face as he spoke about the land and how it remembered everything. As I got older, I felt something was missing. My family's history wasn't taught in school. We were a people who had been erased, but I knew our stories were still out there, waiting to be uncovered. I started researching our history, combing through archives, and piecing together fragments of our past. My journey of rediscovery led me to write and to reclaim our voices, especially the voices of Indigenous women like my ancestors, who had been silenced for so long. My writing became my tool of resistance. In college, I wrote poetry that drew from the stories my father told, from the history I found in dusty books, and from my own experiences as a Native woman in a world that often ignored us. Each poem was an act of reclamation, a way to say, "We are still here." Writing was also my way of healing from the trauma of colonization that still reverberated through my family. I wanted to show that our stories were powerful and necessary. Now, as a professor and author, I get to pass these stories on to a new generation. I teach my students about Indigenous literature, about the importance of telling our stories in our own voices. I tell them, your stories matter. They're part of the fabric of this land. Every day, I remind myself that the work isn't finished, but we're making progress one story at a time. This story illustrates Miranda's connection to her heritage, her work as a writer, and her role as a teacher, in 4 simple scenes.